Ryan here with the MAGU Spirit YouTube channel, and today we're making a power greens bowl with some cool ingredients that can help lower your stress. I'll be going over what's happening in my garden, how a bear stole all my fruit, and how food can actually help your stress systems. Here's what happened. I was picking a few peaches the other day, and I thought, maybe they could get a little bit sweeter. Big mistake. The next morning, they were all gone. The bear got to them first. And when a bear is preparing for winter, it's no joke. They don't just eat a few pieces of fruit off the ground, they literally tear off entire branches. I've seen big branches broken completely off the tree, and so learning from the apples and the peaches, I'm gonna pick some of the plums a little early. So let's go check it out. All right, let's get some fresh plums. There's still plenty of plums, but at least we got some before the bear came. I don't think we're gonna use this in today's recipe, but I'll have to figure out something to do with them in the next video. All right, and today we are gonna make a power greens bowl. So we'll be cutting up and roasting some sweet potato, chickpeas, a bunch of kale, mushrooms, cucumber, and at the end we'll put on some avocado. And for flavoring, we'll be using some lemon, some fresh grown garlic from my neighbor's garden, and a few different spices like salt, pepper, paprika, and a few more herbs. Let's get some fresh oregano from our garden. And if I'm supposed to cut it differently, let me know. Drop your gardening tips in the comments below. Before we go in the kitchen, check this out. I started growing this tomato plant a few months ago, and look how far it's come. And these tomatoes here are from my neighbor, and she's the one who gave me this plant to begin with. Very grateful. In a couple more weeks, we should have some tomatoes. Check out the full story in my other video. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is cut and cook the sweet potato because it takes the longest to cook. So we'll dice it into cubes, season it, and then cook it at 400 degrees in the oven. I started cutting and forgot to record. Gotta use the sharper knife. Okay, on here we're gonna put some oil, salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic powder. We'll do about a tablespoon or two of the oil, and then only half a teaspoon of the spices. This is gonna be mixed into the power greens later, so the flavors will all come together. This doesn't need to be seasoned that heavily. Okay, so we spread the sweet potato evenly on the pan. We're gonna put it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. The goal is just to roast it and soften it a bit because we'll mix it in with the power greens later. Okay, now that the sweet potato's in the oven, let's get the rest of the ingredients prepped. Just put a little bit of oil and salt on the mushrooms. When you prepare the beans, make sure to drain the liquid out first. Okay, in here we're gonna put the same things: oil, garlic, salt, pepper, paprika. Except this time we're gonna use fresh garlic. I need one of those machines that cut the garlic and vegetables real small, because I'm terrible at it. Thank you, neighbor, for this fresh garlic. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna prep is kale and this cucumber. I got a bunch of kale. I actually doubled up this recipe, so it's probably good for 2 people for 2 days. Do your proportions appropriately. And next, we're gonna put in the lemon, fresh oregano, and a few more spices. Fresh oregano, some lemon, and some olive oil. Okay, we're not gonna put any more spices on here, right? Because kale's the base. So this will go in last and it's gonna absorb all the flavors. So we don't wanna make it too salty or too many spices. We can always taste at the end and add more, but we can't take away. Okay, I think the sweet potatoes are done, so let's check on that. Yup, they're done. See how it's just a nice golden brown? That's all we needed to do. All right, the sweet potatoes are done. We're just gonna let them sit now. We'll add them to the salad later, but we just wanted them golden brown, soften them a bit, so when it comes together, they're all cooked evenly. Okay, so grilling this is gonna be a 3-step process. And think about it in terms of what takes the longest to cook versus the shortest. The mushrooms take the longest, so we'll grill this for about 5 minutes. Then we'll add the chickpeas and garlic for another 5 minutes. And then we'll add the kale and cucumbers just for a few minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes. That way it all comes together, and then we'll add the sweet potatoes. Check this out. So here's the thing. Stress isn't just all in our head. Our gut health and digestion play a big role too. That's why the foods and ingredients we chose in this recipe were all chosen because it helps your gut health. They're high in fiber, healthy fats, and have an anti-inflammatory property. And helping that inflammation in your gut, in turn, helps your stress management. Think of it like this. Let's use a sprained ankle as an example of inflammation. Everybody tells you to get an ice pack and put it on your ankle to help with the swelling, because they say the cold helps reduce swelling. And just like how an ice pack will help your physical pain, reducing inflammation in your gut not only helps things like acid reflux, but it actually helps your stress systems. And I can share a couple links about how chronic inflammation in our gut can affect the HPA axis, the part of our nervous system that controls stress. But choosing foods that help limit inflammation can also have a positive impact on your stress systems. So that's enough talk, let's get into cooking. So we're gonna be cooking this on the grill at about 350 degrees. You could cook it on the stove, but it's a nice day, so let's do it on the grill here. We're gonna let these mushrooms cook for about 5 minutes. All right, we'll let this cook for a few minutes and then mix it together. We'll cook the kale and the cucumbers for a few minutes, mix it all together, and we'll be done. So I taste tested, pretty good, but just gonna add a little bit more seasoning at this point. Just a little bit, not too much. Gonna mix them together now. Taste test. Well, it's perfect, perfect. Check on these. A little bit longer. All right, let's bring it all together and add the finishing touches. Avocado. Gotta add the sweet potato. All right, there we go. Our power greens bowl is done. We got mushrooms, chickpeas, kale, sweet potato, cucumber, avocado, fresh oregano, fresh garlic, some lemon, and some spices. Let's try it. You know, they say things that are good for you don't taste good, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. And today I did it vegetarian style. With what I put in here, it has this nutritional value, and you could add meats and stuff on top of it, or you can add a bowl of rice underneath. But I wanted to show you the most gut-friendly way, because things like red meat, like beef or pork, actually can cause inflammation. Supposedly the best meats to put on top would be like fish or chicken. I may even try this with tofu, but for now this is pretty delicious. It's good for your gut health, and not only will good gut health help things like indigestion, but eating a healthy diet over time can actually help your stress systems, calm that neuroinflammation, and help that HPA axis. And to make sure this actually tastes good, let's get a second opinion. Okay, and so Lily got stung by a wasp, so I'm gonna bring this to her in bed. You wanna try it?
Sure. It's really good. You did a great job. I love you.
Are you sure? All right, so 2 thumbs up for this recipe. And if you want another daily way to support your stress systems and gut health, that's exactly why we created MAGU. 1 scoop a day to better health and happiness. Cheers. Check out the link below for our free health starter guide and 20% off your first order. Thanks so much for watching this video. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with a friend. Comment below any recipes you want to see me cook, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.